Hello and welcome to the Kennel Connection training video on the Business Info section. The Business Info section is where we will be entering not only business information, but also settings for a number of options and modules in the Kennel Connection program. To access the Business Info section, we're going to go to the File tab at the top of Kennel Connection. Then in the Setup section, we're going to select Business Info. When the Business Information window opens, it will open to the General tab and the Business Information tab below that. In the Business Information tab, we will see our default business information, including contact information such as business name, owner name, address, phone, email, and website. But this is also where we will set which country Kennel Connection is being used in. And taxes applied in the program will be set here as well. There are two slots for taxes, Tax 1 and Tax 2. If you only have one tax being applied where your business is, you only have to enter tax in one of the areas, usually Tax 1. Below the two tax fields, we have three tax settings. Cumulative tax. This is only used if you are calculating taxes in your area in such a way that Tax 2 taxes the additional amount added to the subtotal when adding taxes from Tax 1. Tax included in price will calculate the cost of each item you sell in Kennel Connection so that the tax is included in the price sold instead of being added afterwards. Combined single tax will combine both tax fields into one tax amount on invoices. If you only have a tax item in one field, be sure that you do not check cumulative tax or combined single tax. These two options make calculations based on rates for both fields, and an absent rate in one of the fields will result in miscalculations for those two settings. And then below that, we have the number of decimal places for invoice calculations. Most people use 2, but you can modify that to whatever you like. Keep in mind at the very top that the business name in the Kennel Connection Business Information section is grayed out and you cannot modify it. This is due to licensing issues. If you need to change the name of your company in Kennel Connection, you will need to contact the sales department to discuss a licensing fee for changing the name of the company on the software license. The next tab in the General section is Operating Hours. Here you can enter the operating hours for your facility. We have a first open and second open option, so if you are closed in the middle of the day, you can set your times for the first half and the second half of the day. If you do not have a period when you are closed, we recommend including your open and close hours under the first open section. We also have an option to enforce operating hours. When this option is checked, Kennel Connection will not allow any reservations to be created outside of the operating hours and will require in and out times for all reservations created in the system. Next, in the General section, we have the Email tab. This is where you can set up Kennel Connection to send emails through your email service provider. We do have a training video available that goes into detail on setting up emails in Kennel Connection, And there's also a knowledge base article on the same topic in the knowledge base on the support site. Both of those training materials go into greater detail on emails in Kennel Connection. However, I will give a brief overview here. The outgoing server information will be filled out on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we have additional emails for carbon copies. If you are sending copies of emails to other managers or other email addresses, you can enter them here. Below that, we have the option to auto-process appointment reminder emails. And if that is turned on, you will also notice below that the system will record the last date that the reminder emails were run. And then below further, we have the option to use default email program when sending emails. So when you click send to send an email in Kennel Connection, it'll open up Outlook Express or any other email client that is the primary email client on your computer. Next to that, we have the option to check carbon copy boxes automatically whenever they are involved in an email function. And below that, you can enter your Google Maps key if you have one. Next, under the email tab, we have a tab for each module in the system. This is where you can set up default email options for each module individually in Kennel Connection, including automatic confirmation emails, automatic thank you emails, including different information on those confirmation emails, such as vaccination status and confirmation numbers, fields to enter additional text besides the default information included in those confirmation emails, and the option at the bottom to set up automatic appointment reminders a certain number of days before the reservation. These options will vary slightly from module to module. And then under special emails, we can set up a additional message to go with the default for birthday emails, vaccination expiration emails, and thank you emails. Beyond the email tab, we have the text tab, and this is the final tab in the general section. Here you can enter a message to be included at the end of texts sent to customers through the customer card. Next, after the General tab, we have the Bank Accounts tab. If you wish to record in Kennel Connection different bank accounts that receipts go to when they're processed in the program, you can set those bank accounts up here. Each bank account will require an account number, contact information, and a chart of accounts number. If you mark a bank account as default, that account will automatically be applied when creating receipts in the program. If you do not use bank accounts in Kennel Connection, the system will still require a default bank account to be entered in here, and so I would recommend leaving the sample bank account to run in the background. The next tab is the BCS Live tab. If you are using the Kennel Connection smartphone app or the online reservation real-time module, you will have the BCS Live tab where you'll have to set up your BCS Live gateway in order for the app or the online reservation real-time form to communicate with your Kennel Connection database. Setup information for this will be provided to you when purchasing the app or the online reservation real-time module. That will include your BCS Live user ID and password. After entering those and clicking Get to select the computer that will be running the BCS Live program, your company ID and BCS Live status will appear. And at the bottom for the app, you'll have sort orders to select for each module when checking reservations. Next is the Credit Card tab. If you are processing credit cards through Kennel Connection, this is where you will set up your credit card information for the credit card processor. You will be provided with the information to set up your credit card system when you purchase the credit card module and are contacted by our credit card processor regarding setting up Kennel Connection to process credit cards in the program. You'll have the option here to choose which CVV2 option is automatically chosen when creating credit card receipts. And here we have our receipt options to print the receipt only, to save an electronic receipt only, or to do both. And when saving an electronic receipt, we also have the option to email that receipt to the customer. The next tab is for the QuickBooks Direct Link. If you are using the Kennel Connection QuickBooks Direct Link module to sync information from Kennel Connection to your QuickBooks company file, you will set up that information at this tab. The basic setup information will be provided to you when you purchase the QuickBooks Direct Link module, and we also have a training video specifically on setup and usage of the QuickBooks Direct Link module in Kennel Connection, and you can find that on our YouTube training video channel. Under this tab, you'll be setting a path to your QuickBooks company file database, choosing whether to run the QuickBooks Direct Link module manually or automatically, setting up your default accounts linking to QuickBooks, and choosing your customer transfer order by last name or first name. Next to that tab, we have the OLR tab. If you're using the original online reservation module to receive reservations from your website submitted by customers, you will be setting up the OLR module here. Once again, you'll be provided with your ID and password setup when purchasing the online reservation module. And we also have a training video specifically on the setup and usage of the online reservation module, and you can find that on our training video channel on YouTube as well. Finally, we have the Locations tab. If you're using the Multi-Locations module in Kennel Connection, this is where you will set up your individual locations. If you are interested in the Multi-Locations module or have it and would like further information on setting up and using it, we also have a training video on the Multi-Locations module, and that can be found as well on our YouTube training video channel. So just to backtrack, now that we've reached the end of the business information section, I just want to underline that these last 5 tabs that we went through, Locations, Online Reservation, QuickBooks Direct Link, Credit Card, and BCS Live, will only be available or needed if you have purchased any of these modules to work with the Kennel Connection program. The Bank Accounts tab and the General tab with the business information, operating hours, email, and texts, that will all be included with Kennel Connection no matter what you are using or which modules are set up in the program. If you go into your own business information section and you do not see some of these module tabs and you feel that they should be showing up in your program, an easy way to check to make sure that you have purchased a module in Kennel Connection is to go to the Help tab at the top of Kennel Connection, go to Add Additional Module, and then in the Additional Module screen, any module that you own and have activated in the program will show in red. If there is a module that you believe you have purchased but does not show up red in your Additional Module screen, please contact the sales department to confirm the purchase of that and or receive additional help getting that module functioning in your program. This has been the training video on the business information section in Kennel Connection. If you have further questions regarding the settings or setup in the business information section, please feel free to contact the Blue Crystal Software training department directly. You can do so by emailing training@bluecrystalsoftware.com, or you can call at 888-486-4343, extension 307.